Hello everyone and welcome back to Parks and Recreation, and today we continue the Duskmourn saga with another collector booster box. Because why? Because I love Duskmourn, and trust me, if we open more than one for things like Thunder Junction, what do you expect from me for a set that I actually like the aesthetics, right? So let's get right down to it and see what's up. I mean, gotta love it. See, like the playmat is one of those, right? Like sometimes you like the art of Magic the Gathering cards, you can't really appreciate the details, and then they release a playmat, and you go like, "Oh, that's cool," right? So that's the whole thing. That's what everything is about. The art. I know that some people say like, well, I mean, it's about the gameplay, it's about the value of the cards, and like, well, you're not wrong by saying that, but because it's everything, right? Magic is everything. Magic is life. And this applies to everything, all other TCGs and so on, not only Magic, but it really comes down to the visuals, because this is what fuels your imagination. Otherwise, imagine this but just text, right? Like fear of missing out. It's like, sure, like, but then you look at this and go like, oh man, that's cool. That's me every time a secret lair is announced. Pretty cool. Ooh, Ancient Sealer Spawn from the Commander decks. Ghost Vacuum. Not horrible, but I don't like the borders, as I said multiple times. Plus the artifact border for this looks more like a blue card than a colorless one, but the thing was already gray, so not much they could do here. Roaring Furnace and Steaming Sauna. Love it. When you unlock this door, this room deals damage equal to the number of cards in your hand to target creature and an opponent controls, and you have no maximum hand size at the beginning of your end step. Draw a card. So one leads to the other. I love it how they do the duality of man. Like this is cheaper to cast, but you obviously want this first, so that then this one can do damage, right? So, ooh, Silent Hall Creeper. Amazing art right here, like beautiful art. And this is the type of thing that I love. Like even though if I don't like the 80s art that much, like the 80s part of Duskmourn that much, but this concept of the reflection in glasses, like sunglasses, just normal glasses, etc. I love it because you can't really see the creature well, and that's very horror movie. I love it. Silent Hall Creeper can be blocked. Whenever Silent Hall Creeper deals combat damage to a player, choose one that hasn't been chosen. Put 2+1/+1 counters on Silent Hall Creeper, draw a card, and Silent Hall Creeper becomes a copy of another target creature you control. Interestingly, it doesn't say hasn't been chosen this turn, but okay. Great looking card, and in foil. And a double token. Oh well, then it goes. Next, Boosterino. Solid start, a great looking card in the first booster. That's Silent Hall Creeper, like amazing. I love those cards, and the art on that one smashes, right? So I have mixed feelings whenever we open collector boosters. I have these mixed feelings because we are not to make less of the art and the cards that are in the beginning, the commons and uncommons in foil. But everyone does this when opening collector boosters. I even seen people going going directly to this one because you don't buy collector boosters because of that. If anything, those are just making the value of foils what it is right now, which is nothing. Waltz of Rage, which is cool. This is from the Commander decks. So I have mixed feelings. Like, would you guys? Because Wizards is not going to make it cheaper just because they remove like the 10 commons and uncommons from the booster, right? But would you guys prefer? Like, I would prefer if they should make it cheaper because it's a matter of materials, right? Marina Vendrell's Grimoire. Shame because I don't like this type of border. So, Enduring Vitality in full art. Line of Transformation in foil full art. If Line of Transformation is in your opening hand, then you can play it for free. When it enters, choose a creature type. Creatures you control that are the chosen type in addition to these other types. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. And then a spider and a toy. Those, now the open question. Those wizards need to put like a disclaimer for spiders on their products, like for people with arachnophobia, because imagine that you're opening that booster, just chilling, and then suddenly, boom, spider, right? It's like, yikes. I mean, I'm guessing you can imagine that there is a spider is going to show because it's a house of horrors and spiders are always scary things, right? Even though spiders are actually pretty cool. But, you know, but then, you know, this is a rabbit hole, right? If they do that for spiders, then they need to do that for everything. But, you know, I asked just because a lot of video games have like these arachnophobia modes and so on. It's like, oh, because, you know, for a lot of people it's crippling to look at spiders. Undead Sprinter in normal art, pretty cool, although it's dressed like an extra from the Thriller video clip, but whatever. Deluge of Doom from the Commander decks in full art. Oh, there you go. Overlord of the Baelmork, which we already opened in the past, and I recommend you to watch that video, because that video was a crazy roller coaster right there. Ooh, Silent Hole Creeper, again, but this time not foil. Amazing, love it, love the art. Kona, Rescue Beastie, or Bestie. It's Beastie because it comes from Beast in foil. I love this art treatment, or this type of art, that a stylistic choice, let's call it like that. Gremlin and Glimmer, GNG. Appendage Amalgam. See, like this stuff, it's not like I'm not going to use them in some decks because some of them are very useful, right? Is that, you know, but still it's like, you're not here for this, I am not here for this, so what's the point, right? It's just bulk. But yeah, how cheaper will Wizards need to make the collector booster if the collector booster was just this, right? Starting at the full art land. Unstoppable Slasher. Zombie Assassin. Death Touch. Whenever Unstoppable Slasher deals combat damage to a player, they lose half their life rounded up. When Unstoppable Slasher dies, if it had no counters on it, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner control with 2 stun counters on it. So it is unstoppable. And that's very good lore for like slasher movies and so on. Fear of Sleep Paralysis. Love the art, by the way. And this is from the Commander decks. Coerced Recording. Basically the Ring, or Ringo. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, put the time counter on Coerced Recording. Then, if there are 7 or more time counters on it, remove those counters and it deals 20 damage to you. Whenever you tap it, when you next cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. I feel like this will be very useful in the timey-wimey deck. Plus, is in the colors. Ooh, Marvin in the special, in the showcase cool treatment that is not, you know, the TV. Man, this thing looks badass. Marvin Murder's Mimic, which should be actually the basis for Chucky, or for Chucky, because Chucky is this. This is a reference to Chucky, and yet the Chucky Secret Lair is not this, it's another card. Marvin Murder's Mimic has all activated abilities of creatures you control that don't have the same name as this creature. Nice commander, and nice looking card. It's badass, man. Plus, it's not really gray, as you saw, it's like that teal blue. Central Elevator and Promising Stars is the best card of the booster. Best, I prefer that one, but you know, the last is always the better one, technically, or the most rare. Because there is a progression here in these boosters, right? You have the first cards, which, you know, it's the normal stuff, like all normal cards, but in foil. So, you know, pretty normal stuff, but foil. So if you're really into foils, then there is that. And then they go full art, right? In foil, because we are in that thing. And then first a rare in foil, and that's cool. You know, you get that. Chainsaw, because why not? Then you get a full art card from the commander subset, right? So in this case, the Sadistic Shell Game, which is a very interesting card. Then you get a full art from the set, not foil, Ley Line of Transformation in this case. Then you get a full art in foil, which normally seems to be the case, and in this case is Streaming Nemesis, which looks badass too. Yay! Haste. Whenever Streaming Nemesis is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any other target. If a player is dealt damage this way, they can't gain life for the rest of the game. Aggressiveness, which is pretty cool. And then a foil showcase one, in this case is Marina Vendrell's Grimoire. When it enters, if you cast it, draw 5 cards. You have no maximum hand size and don't lose the game for having 0 or less life. Whenever you gain life, draw that many cards. And whenever you lose life, discard that many cards. Then if you have no cards in hand, you lose the game. So, you know, the winner takes it all. So you see, the last one is always like special treatment and foil, which is okay, but a horror, very nice looking token, yikes, and a glimmer token. With this one, after this one, we'll be halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand. So, Scorching Dragonfire, Anthropide, which you can see where that reference is going. The Human Centipede. We got some good pulls. I think in the other box, by this point, we had like crazier things, or at least things that made me crazier because I was looking for them. But if I had to make a wish list, the one thing that I want... Oh, Nico. This one is cool. But the one thing I want is the black... I don't know what's the name of that treatment. The one with the superimposed things. I will call it schizophrenia treatment. I don't know. For Kaito, I want that card so bad, man. Like, Nico Light of Hope. So for 2, 1 white, 1 blue, is a 3/4 that says when Nico Light of Hope enters, is a human wizard, you create 2 shard tokens. That's why we have so many shards, people. They are enchantments with 2, sacrifice this enchantment, scry 1, then draw a card. And if you pay 2 and tap it, exile target non-legendary creature you control. Shards you control become copies of it until the beginning of the next end step. Return it to the battlefield and return your control at the beginning of the next end step. So, very good potential for a commander here. Suspended Sentence from the commander decks. Waltz of Rage, which we already pulled, but this time in TV mode. I don't dislike this one. Sometimes the art kind of savages the border, because the border I just hated. And mind you, I like techie stuff. But Simone, All Questioning, in the Schizophrenia treatment. I don't know the official name, I don't remember it. But I love this thing. Peer Past the Veil. See, like, for example, this one, the TV border not making it for me, but the inside is actually quite there. So, not bad. And then, Spirit and a Gremlin. And then we are officially at the half point here of the boosters, not necessarily the video. If I get one of the pulls that I'm wanting, then you will hear me rant. That's for sure. See, like, I'm doing this because I'm separating them, but a lot of people just go like and go directly to the thing that they want. Fear of Isolation, aka the pandemic. Mountain. And let's see, the Jolly Balloon Man. The special treatment for the Jolly Balloon Man is so sick, man. I love that card. That's one of the desired pulls too, right? So let's see. Persistent Constrictor. Oh, this card is badass looking. This is from the Commander decks too. It's Zombie Snake. Chainsaw. The normal art, which I think we pulled, is just a chainsaw. Here it looks like the Chainsaw Massacre. Not bad. Ooh. Toby, Beastie Befriender. So, see, the schizophrenic treatment, I love it. Human Wizard. When Toby, Beastie Befriender enters, create a 4/4 white beast creature token with this creature can attack or block alone. As long as you control 4 or more creature tokens you control have flying. Yay, baby, let's go! A Japanese... what's the name of this card? Is Wait. We put one here, right? Or I'm mixing videos. Yeah, is Enduring Vitality. That's the name of the card. Yikes, I love it. Now, I said this about the other card that we pulled in a different video, but a token, an insect token, there's also manifest token. Hate me all you want, but this looks like a Pokemon card. Like, you know, black borders, kind of shiny, the text barely on top of the drawing. This looks very much like a Pokemon card. This looks like a, you know, this looks like like a fake Pokemon card that is like, you know, those like mature Pokemon or realistic Pokemon. Pretty much the same, right? By the way, it's a rare, but that one, you know, is a mythic, so they changed the symbol and it's in Japanese because why not? But love it. But I can't shake it from my hand. It looks like a pirated Pokemon card or something. But man, love it for sure. The art is from Issei Murakami. Okay, Murakami. See, that's the first pull so far. We got some pretty cards, right? That's the first pull in this box so far that got me like, oh baby, and yet. Not as much as the other because, yeah, it's creepy, but it's not that creepy. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not, I'm going super crazy for it. I love it. Don't take me wrong. I'm not being like ungrateful, quote unquote. It's just that, you know, it's not my, again, it looks like a Pokemon card. I'm sorry, but it looks like we open a lot of Pokemon in this channel. Trust me, it really resonates. The Roller Crusher ride. Love it. Seance board. This is from the Commander decks. Twitching Doll, which is our playmat tonight. People, thanks to Ultimate Guard, not for giving it to me because I paid for it, so they don't sponsor us, although they could. But yeah, just the art is great and the playmat is just right there. Artifact creature spider toy, believe it or not, because it's full of spiders, which is something that even in the full art maybe you can't appreciate totally, but in the playmat, yes, you can. See those babies right there? Yeah. Add 1 mana of any color. Put a nest counter on Twitching Doll. Sacrifice Twitching Doll. Create a 2/2 spider creature token with reach for each counter on Twitching Doll. Activate only as a sorcery. So, not a bad card at all. Ooh, Razorkin Needlehead. Again, I like this type of card too. The reflections on the glasses, I love it. Oh baby, and a special guest card, Unholy Hit. Unholy Hit deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Has Delirium, which deals 6 damage instead if there are 4 or more types in your graveyard. Nice. He's a special guest from Duskmourn. Look at that thing. Love the card. Doesn't make me howl for it, but ooh, Primo the Indivisible, which is the token for Simone, I think. Yes. So not bad. And a manifest token. Not a bad booster. Unholy Hit, pretty good card. I mean, it costs only 1 red, it's an instant. And if you are doing a Delirium deck, then there you go. Fanatic of the Harrowing, Possessed Goat. Winter's Intervention, Major Winters. I wish Major Winters was in this deck. That's the winter I support, and not the one from this story. Fear of Falling, Arabella, Abandoned Doll, Insidious Fungus, and Plains. Let's see. Abhorrent Oculus, which is what John Carmack said before he went away. For 2 and 1 blue, is a 5/5 creature eye. As an additional cost to cast this spell, exile 6 cards from your graveyard. Flying. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, manifest Dread, which is, look at the top card, top 2 cards of your library. Put 1 onto the battlefield face down as a 2/2 creature and the other in your graveyard, and turn it face up at any time for its mana cost. Convert to Slime, which ironically is not in the Ghostbuster Secret Lair, so is in the Commander decks. Balustrade Worm, again, the border is what it is, but the card inside is pretty cool. The card is the art inside. This spell can be countered, Trample Haste, and has Delirium for 2 and 2 green. Return Balustrade Worm from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Activate only if you have 4 or more types of cards. Ooh, now this is a special looking card. Funeral Room and Awakening Hall. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And when you unlock this door, return all creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. So ironically, you look at this and you go, we go full crazy tokens, baby, but no, this has to be zombies or vampire conquistadors in the Innistrad commander, in the Ixalan commander deck, because you really need to kill actual cards. You need to, send to their demise actual creatures, so that then you can bring them back with Awakening Hall, because the tokens don't go to the graveyard. So, and then Fear of Missing Out, and again the art here, kind of saves the border for me, so not bad. A treasure and a shard. Isn't a shard a treasure? Isn't a friend a treasure? Bashful Beastie. Bedhead Beastie. So I was about to say, is this the Beastie booster? But no. Spectral Snatcher. Fear of Immobility. Grasping Longneck. Soulblade. Skin Reaper. Not bad. Vengeful Possession. House Cartographer. Ethereal Armor. And now we get onto the crazy stuff. So Forest. Victor Valgaboth Seneschal. The crazy art, because it's not really in the vibe of anything from Valgaboth, but from the commander decks, Demolisher Spawn, good looking card, my god. It's a horror, but looks like an alligator, it's great. Ooh, the Wandering Rescuer. So the Wandering Emperor lost her spark. So now, and this, by the way, this is a playmat and a deck box. This thing is amazing. It has Flash and Convoke, Double Strike, and other tapped creatures you control have hexproof. So you can just turn everything for the sake of Convoke, and then everything that is tapped gets hexproof, which is not bad. It's not the craziest Wandering card, but like the other 2 Wandering Emperor cards were too powerful in my opinion. Ooh, nice. And then Winter, which again, not a big fan of Winter, but like I like this treatment, this art style a lot. So Winter, Misanthropic Guide. For 1/1 black, 1 red, 1 green. Has War 2, and at the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws 2 cards. Not to be confused with the Winter from the commander decks, by the way. Delirium. As long as there are 4 or more cards among types in your graveyard, each opponent's maximum hand size is equal to 7 minus the number of those card types. So if you really build your deck around Delirium, there are a lot of cards in red, black, and green in Duskmourn that are really built around Delirium. So this is really the perfect commander for that, and just be very unpleasant to everyone. And Transpire Verge in foil, which, believe it or not, is very good. And a Manifest token and a Beast token that actually has the kid that I forgot the name that we pulled, that was the Beastie's summoner. What was the name of the kid? And you may be wondering what's up, and the answer is my camera stopped recording. And I realized half into the booster. So what you missed, basically, as you can likely tell, is an island, a Lord of Pain, and a Twitching Doll. Okay, so I put a Twitching Doll, Lord of Pain, and Leyline of the Void, and I was reading Leyline of the Void saying, hate cameras, hate that they like. If they at least go beep beep when they stop recording or something, but they didn't. I didn't realize until half the booster. My apologies, but unless I pull something very crazy here and you have a reason to doubt me, like lying about what I'm pulling, it is what it is. Leyline of the Void. If it's in your opening hand, you can just put it for free. If a card will be put into your opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. So graveyard hate, always great. Blazemire Verge, so those dual lands that are pretty cool actually. I kind of like them. Another Toby, but this one is foil. Actually, I realized that the video stopped right when I was showing Toby, so I think this is appropriate. And it's not the same, as you can see, this one is foil. I don't like Toby anymore, because, oh, and you get a token. See, this is why I see that sometimes boosters are not 100% random. Like Wizards wants you to think they are, but they are not. And the last booster. And now I will be like an eagle's eye on the camera to see if Like, again, we're not pulling anything crazy on this box. Like we get a couple of pulls, and you know, the Japanese card is kind of cool, but nothing in my wish list in particular. So far, so good. Not crazy, just good. Attacking the box is kind of cool as a card. Swamp, and now, let's see what we pull. Reluctant Role Model. So, okay, not bad. Simone's Hypothesis from the Commander decks, from the Simone deck in particular. Fear of Missing Out, which is always cool. Let's go. The Mind Skinner in the treatment that I love. I don't know the official name for it. I don't want to look for it. I just call it the Schizophrenia treatment. I love it. And Valgabot's Lair, which I don't like the border that much, but I like the art, so I'm going to allow it. Enchantment Land. So this goes into lands, I guess. Hexproof. Valgabot's Lair enters tapped. As it enters, choose a color. Add 1 mana of the chosen color. Well, not a bad land. I don't know. I mean, it's a slow land because it enters tapped, and it has hexproof, which is, I think, is okay. If you have an enchantment deck, that's cool. I think it only has a hexproof because it's an enchantment land, so that people don't remove it from you. An insect and a spider. And now let's pick the best looking ones from each color. So I guess it's gonna be Toby, right? We pull. Well, I actually prefer the Wandering Rescuer. So, unpopular opinion, I actually like this card, like the art. I don't like that we have aliens, but in Magic. But you know, if the flavor is people from the 80s are trapped in a horror mansion, then one of their fears will be fear of abduction. So that makes sense. Right, so within the setup that Wizards did for the set, it makes sense. Now, if I like it, that's a different story. These two are freaking cool. This one is great, but I think I'm going with the schizophrenic one because, you know what? No, go with Silent Hall Creeper. It's the one in foil, the one that we pulled first. This thing looks badass, amazing art. So. In black, Leyline of the Void is cool. This thing is amazing. This one is great. I'm talking about looks, by the way, not the power of the card. This thing is beautiful. I don't want to pick it because it kind of steps... Ooh, this thing is gorgeous. So let's go with this one. Ancient Sealer Spawn. Now for red, a lot of candidates here for red. So this one is great. This one is beautiful. This one is amazing. This one is cool, even though I don't like the borders. This one is great. Amazing. Not a bad pick for red, but I'm going with Screaming. Well, it's streaming in the screens, all right. Screaming Nemesis. In green, well, this thing is gorgeous, so we're going with this one. Gorgeous and scary at the same time. It's a feeling. But yeah, even though I was about to pick this one because I love this one, we can't run away from it, right? Like, you will hate me if I don't pick that one. I love this one though. I actually kind of prefer them to this one, but hey, it is what it is. So there is that. Now for multicolor, I think it's going to be winter. I don't like winter that much, but I like what the thing is representing. I prefer to Simone, actually. The art from Simone, I'm not too crazy over it. If I didn't have winter, I would pick Simone, but winter's art is pretty cool. For colorless, or well, artifacts, really, Sion's board. Oh no, it's going to be Marvin. Forget about it. Like, look at this Marvin. Pretty cool. And then, well, Valgabot's Lair is pretty cool, man. As a card. I think I'm going with that one. Let's go with Valgabot's Lair. Not bad. And then, well, I mean, I already picked Swamp before, so I'm going with, for the sake of, let's pick my second favorite, which is the Island. And tokens, why not? Of the tokens that we got, I think Primo is one that doesn't appear. Oof, the horror is crazy. Primo doesn't appear that much. I like the flavor behind it. So it's going to be primo. And that's the box. Let me know what you think about the pools down below and whether you prefer this treatment, that treatment, this type of art, or the TV type of art. We have everything, baby. We have everything in this store. So let me know your preference. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your time. And as usual, like, subscribe, and all those cool things that I need to say because I'm a YouTuber apparently. And I will see you next time on Packs and Recreation. Bye.